everyone, my name is Xiu Zhe. Right now, I'm 14 years old currently, and I'm from Teams Public Speaking Bangsa. Today, I have selected my beautiful poem, Raven, as my presentation for me. There are a couple of stanzas of the poem, followed by my analysis. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I ponder weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of the forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. This some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought in ghosts upon the floor. Eagerly, I wish the morrow. Vainly, I have sought to borrow from my books a keys of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And now I'm talking about my analysis of the Raven. A. The theme. Grief and loss. The poet mounts the death of his beloved Lenore and struggles to cope with his sorrow. 2. Madness and despair. As the poem progresses, the poet descends into insanity, haunted by the raven's presence. Number 3. Memory and mourning. The poet cannot escape his memories of Lenore, making the raven a symbol of his inability to move on. B. Symbolism. First, the raven and the bird's dark appearances and ominous presence makes it a fitting symbol for death, despair, and grief. The first evidence is A. Prophet say, I think of evil. Prophet still if bird or evil. B. Nevermore, repetitive strain. The raven highlighted the narrator's hopelessness and finality of death. And C. The refusal to leave reflects the narrator's inability to escape his sorrow and grief over Lenore. 2. Midnight. Midnight is often used to symbolize life and death, or known and unknown. It sets an eerie tone to the poem, emphasizing the transition between hope and despair. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Number 3 is Lenore, represents lost love, beauty, and memory of the deceased. She symbolizes not just a person, but also the narrator's intense longing, permanent loss. For this rare and radiant maiden, the angels name no nameless here forevermore. Number 4, nevermore, the word nevermore symbolizes hopelessness, inevitable nature of death and grief. The repetition of the words throughout the poem reinforces the narrator's realization that he'll never, ever find a solace or reunion with Lenore. Repetition echoed finally the situation. Quote the raven, nevermore. 5 is the shadow, symbolizing the consuming despair and inescapable presence of death. It also suggests the narrator's soul is trapped in despair and his surrender to the grief and hopelessness. And the light all o'er him, steaming through his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor. Number C is the rhyming scheme. Each stanza has at least 6 lines with a highly structured rhyme scheme. More specifically, A, B, C, B, B, B. Throughout the poem, it creates a sense of repetition, and rhyme contributes to the hypnotic, rhythmic tone of the poem. The rhyme and rhythmic contributes to the poem melancholy excuse me again, melancholic, eerie, and obsessive mood. Number D is the literacy device. The repetition of nothing more and never more, refrained with its consistent rhythm mirrors the narrator's descent into madness and obsession. Okay, next one. Sorry, okay. Nothing more, only this and nothing more. Slash, this is it and nothing more. Darkness there and nothing more, merely this and nothing more, this the wind and nothing more. Butch and sad and nothing more, nevermore. Quote the raven nevermore, with such name as nevermore. Then the bird say nevermore of never, nevermore. Meant in croaking nevermore, she shall press our nevermore, shall be lifted nevermore. The first one is the alliteration, and this one should be a more interesting one. It's a musicality to the poem. It also reinforces the dark, eerie atmosphere. For example, the alliteration is the repetition of the consonant sound at the beginning of the words of sorrow, 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 repetition of the S sound. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain is the repetition of the S sound too. The raven never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting. So as we can see, all of these words are all repetition of the S sound. And these are 3 examples of it that I already shared to you. And then number E, finally, is my personal opinion. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a very powerful and haunting poem. The poem masterfully blends rhythm, repetition, symbolism to create an eerie and emotional experience. The poem also exploration of grief and descent into madness is very relatable, making it timeless. And that is the end of my analysis of Alan's poem, The Raven. Thank you so much.